At the height of her reign, Britney Spears was everywhere. Her face graced every magazine, her songs dominated every radio station, and her life was an open book, one that the world couldn't put down. But in an era of rapid culture shifts, a change came. The once omnipresent pop queen disappeared from the headlines, and today, her name drifts through the air like an echo of a past we can't quite remember. So, what happened? How did Britney go from the most famous woman on the planet, the princess of pop, to someone whose name only comes up in whispers and fragmented Instagram posts? It's a wild ride of fame, fortune, and a dramatic unraveling. Let's take a closer look at the rise, the reign, the breakdown, and the silence of Britney Spears. The rise of Britney, 1998 to 2002. In 1998, a 16-year-old from Kentwood, Louisiana, walked into the pop scene and did the impossible. She became the voice of a generation. With the last tour, Baby One More Time, Britney Spears didn't just release a song. She unleashed a cultural earthquake. The music video, featuring Britney in pigtails and a schoolgirl outfit, was equal parts naughty and innocent, a combo that the world hadn't quite seen before. The song wasn't just a hit, it was a phenomenon. Suddenly, Britney wasn't just a singer. She was the embodiment of teen rebellion wrapped in the gloss of pop perfection. TRL crowned her queen, Pepsi made her their global face, and MTV practically built its empire around her. Every magazine cover, from Rolling Stone to People, screamed her name. Britney was more than a pop star, she was an obsession. Every teenager wanted to be her, and every parent wanted their kids to not be her. But despite the controversy, there was no denying it. Britney ruled. By the year 2000, Britney Spears wasn't just part of the pop scene, she was the pop scene. She was everywhere. There was no competition. Britney was peak domination. When it came to pop music, if you weren't talking about Britney, you weren't talking at all. Peak pop, 2003 to 2006. By the mid-2000s, Britney was more than a pop singer. She was a global symbol of youth, rebellion, glamour, and, let's be honest, a bit of chaos. Her 2003 hit Toxic redefined what pop could sound like. Catchy, daring, and impossibly cool. The music videos, iconic. Her tours, packed stadiums across continents. Her VMA performances, unforgettable. But with fame came something more dangerous: obsession. Paparazzi swarmed her every move, making millions off pictures of Britney doing, well, just about anything. Grocery shopping? There's a photo for that. Driving her car? A tabloid headline. Even when Britney cried in public, the media feasted. What started as a loving obsession with her music turned into an insidious, all-consuming hunger for every detail of her life. Every mistake she made, every relationship she had, every change in her body was monetized, commodified, and, above all, exploited. Britney wasn't just the center of pop culture. She was also a prisoner of it. Every moment was scrutinized, every step analyzed. She was no longer a person. She was a spectacle, a living, breathing, 24/7 reality show for the masses. The breaking point, 2007 to 2008. And then the unthinkable happened. 2007. It was as if the world was watching, waiting for the inevitable crash. And crash it did. Personal struggles, a messy divorce, brutal custody battles, and mounting exhaustion all came to a head. The chaos was visible. The public watched Britney unravel, a slow-motion train wreck in real time. When she shaved her head, the media saw it as yet another crazy Britney moment. But to anyone who cared to look closer, it was something far more profound. It was desperation. A woman fighting to take back control of her body, her life, and her image. But the media didn't see it that way. No, they saw profit. Tabloids made billions off her struggles. Paparazzi snapped pictures of her lowest points and cashed in on the misery. It was a circus, and Britney was the main attraction. Instead of offering her protection, the world offered punishment. In 2008, just as the world was watching her every move, Britney was placed under a conservatorship. This legal arrangement stripped her of control over her finances, her career, and, most tragically, her freedom. She had once ruled the world, but now she couldn't even rule herself. The comeback, or is it? 2010s. In the years that followed, Britney's career seemed to continue, albeit under very different circumstances. She released albums like Circus and Femme Fatale, which were met with mixed reviews but still sold millions. Then, in a move that seemed like an attempt at reclaiming her pop throne, she launched a Las Vegas residency. The show was a financial success, grossing over $130 million, and it appeared that Britney was staging a dramatic comeback. But behind the glitz and glamour of the stage, the truth was less rosy. Britney may have been dancing and singing in front of thousands of fans, but she wasn't in control. She was still under the same conservatorship that controlled her every decision. Every dollar she made, every show she performed, every move she made was dictated by others. The paparazzi may have faded from the spotlight, but the cage remained. Britney was still not free. The shows, the smiles, the dancing, it was all an illusion. She was trapped in a gilded cage, her every step dictated by forces outside her control. The Free Britney movement. Then, in 2019, something unexpected happened. The world started listening again. Fans began noticing the odd patterns in Britney's social media presence. Her cryptic Instagram posts raised suspicions. The former pop princess, once everywhere, now seemed off. Her absence from public life was more conspicuous than ever. Whispers of concern grew louder. Is Britney okay? And so, the hashtag Free Britney movement was born. Fans began holding rallies, demanding that her conservatorship be reevaluated. Social media exploded, turning the issue of her control over her life into a global conversation. This wasn't just about Britney anymore. It was about exploitation, power, and human rights. It was about a woman fighting to reclaim her life after years of being treated like a puppet on strings. In 2021, Britney did something she hadn't done in over a decade. She spoke up. In an emotional and raw testimony in court, Britney described what it was like to be a prisoner in her own life. For the first time in years, she told her side of the story, and it was heartbreaking. But her courage paid off. The conservatorship was terminated, and Britney Spears was free. Free from the legal shackles that had bound her for over a decade. The silence that speaks volumes. And so, here we are. Britney Spears is free. Free from the conservatorship. Free from the tabloids. Free from the chains that kept her from controlling her own life. But what comes next? Perhaps it's fitting that the silence surrounding Britney's life is the loudest thing she's ever said. After years of being the center of attention, the world now has to respect her space. It's a powerful statement. Britney isn't just a pop star anymore. She's a woman who fought for her freedom, and now she's choosing silence over spectacle. In a world where celebrities are constantly chasing the next headline, Britney's absence might just be the most powerful statement she could ever make. She may have left the world of pop music, but the echoes of her rise, her reign, and her struggle will reverberate through culture for years to come. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Britney Spears' incredible journey, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories like this. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Britney's silence speaks louder than her music ever could? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.